What was it like to see him get this one?
It was good. It was good. I mean, he does everything the right way, and, it's good to see him have success. I know he's been chomping at the bit to get one, so it's good. It's great that he was able to do that, and certainly he helped us yesterday.
Did you know it was Daquon's first interception since 1991?
I did not know it was his first interception since 1991. I don't know how. 91.
That's when he was born.
Great point.
He just had his birthday a few days ago.
Great point.
It's very difficult, Bobby, to be consistent in this league, especially for several years. From your perspective, from the day you got here, throughout all your work with Sean, how has he contributed to this organization being able to achieve that level of consistency over this?
Yeah, I think it's just holding everybody throughout the building to the standard that we want. I think that's the biggest thing, and it's day in and day out. So that's the deal there, and certainly every year is different. But if you can, to your point, if you can hold that consistency throughout, you'll more than likely find yourself closer to the results that you want.
I was wrong. It was 22. They were right. I was wrong.
Oh, it was
Take that
22.
out. Yeah.
There it was. So it was 22. You were getting mad.
Why did you say something?
You were getting mad at people.
I took that. I
You
took
were
accountability.
You did. You did.
It's impressive.
Did anything, I guess, with I know we've talked a lot about the run defense, but yesterday, did anything stand out to you about what wasn't it?
Yeah, I think a couple things. When you look at the run game and all, it's easy just to look at the numbers, but look at the reason why. So the running backs, they're actual running backs running the football. We did a better job holding them. They were 3.5 yards per carry, the backs. Obviously, they hit the reverse on us in the fringe, that we can be better on. They tried it again later. And then, obviously, the quarterback scramble. We got to be able to handle that. I think he ended up with 50 yards or so in quarterback scramble. And we knew he was going to get out. In between there was some really good rushes. We hit him a lot, and we're able to put him on the ground. But we've got to handle those scrambles with our fundamentals. And then there was a couple jet sweeps in there, But, if you look at it, we got to be better on the perimeter with the wide receiver runs. We got to be able to handle the quarterback in the pass game with his legs. And then, we did a better job with the running backs, running the football. So, every week is different in this league, and we just got to continue to find ways to win and improve where we know we need to improve.
You feel like the
Go ahead, just following up on that, I don't know how much you've looked at the Eagles yet, but gearing up for them, what else stands out about getting the run defense ready?
They got the ability to run the ball. I mean, I can go through the whole. They can throw it, they can run it, they can do it all. So you guys know they have some pretty dang good players over there, and we got to get ready to prepare ourselves to play a good game. To make sure we're trying every week to play our best game, and that's what we're going to do.
Did it feel like the tackling improved as the game went on yesterday?
I think that's safe to say. I mean, there was still some tackling in there that we need to be better at. It was something we talked about. Judkins, I think, he had some crazy stat, and I don't know it exactly, but it had to do with yards before contact and yards after contact, and it was incredible what he's been able to do, and we made an emphasis of that all week, So I mean, there's, when your opportunity comes to tackle the ball carrier, he needs to be on the ground. That's the standard in the story, and if you don't make it, it's not good enough. If he ends up on the ground, it's good enough.
There was a series, I think in the fourth quarter, where it was Cole and then Taryn on consecutive plays in open field.
Yes.
That seemed like a kind of a turning point, though, for the tackling, where it was to that standard.
Yeah, I think you're talking about the reverse, and then I think Taryn on a shallow. Yeah, he came up, made the tackle. Yeah, I mean, those are two really good tackles.
How did you think T.J. Sanders did? It seemed like he was back inside more.
Yeah. So we took a look at him more inside, and he did some. There's some things in there that he still needs to improve, but I mean, he took some positive steps forward. He really did. You know, especially at the point of attack in the run game, he did some good things.
Bobby, in 3 out of the last 4 games, the defense has reported multiple takeaways. What's been the difference in the second half of the season? You guys are like top 3 in takeaways.
Yeah, it's just the emphasis. You know, we're constantly talking about it, constantly being about it. We showed, you know, for instance, it was great because you guys all saw the Seattle 2-point play the other night. You know, we showed it as hey, this is why we do what we do. And, you know, you see TB pick up the one that Matt made the tackle on and take it to the end zone, and you never know. So our guys are constantly thinking about it. And there's a couple other ones in there where you know, we can, you know, where you can kind of see that constant mindset of the ball.
Where is Terrell Bernard at from a mental perspective? Because I can understand how frustrating it is to deal with multiple injuries throughout a season, and he has a standard that it feels like at times this year he hasn't met. And,
Right.
you know, he's obviously playing hurt. What's that been like for him?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's frustrating. You know, it's frustrating when you know, for any player, when you know the level of performance you can play at, and you know you're fighting through injury. That's tough. And you know, the one thing he is though is he's mentally tough, and you know he'll do, like I said, he'll roll out there without any extremities if he could, literally roll out there. You know, so I mean, it's a challenge, but he is a mentally tough person who, you know, who can fight through it, mentally and physically tough.
I remember I think it was his first year starting. It was the playoff game, and he was very emotional. And
KC, right?
Yeah, and you see it. Like, you see it in the locker room after the game. You see it during the week, trying to grit his way through. And there's been, you know, a lot of discourse publicly about maybe a fall off there.
Yep.
You know? So, I mean, you don't want to use it as an excuse, but it feels like that's kind of a big piece to what's happened this year.
I mean, we'll never use anything like that as an excuse. We never have, never will. And if he's out there, the standard doesn't change. So he knows that, we know that, and with every player, that's how it's going to be.
I know it's a practice squad move, and Matthew Judon's joining you guys late
Yep.
in the season. It's not easy to onboard somebody like that, but just resume, what he's accomplished. You interested to what excites you?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he got here late last week. You know, we'll kind of take a look at him this week and see where he's at, and get him acclimated to kind of the way we do things and rock and roll from there.
How do you unlock that kind of performance from Greg Rousseau every week?
You know, it's needed, you know, and you know, you just sometimes those things are the lighter fluid on a bonfire per se, you know, and you know, we need to continue to see Greg make that impact in games, and talked to him today and said, hey, you know, there's no reason you can't do that every week.
Max played just 27% of snaps. I know
Yep.
some of that was just longer drives while Trey was
Yep.
in there, but what do you make of that cornerback rotation at this point in the season? Just, is that kind of?
Yeah, it's just what's best in the certain situations that we're in. We have Tre'Davious is playing well. Obviously, CB is doing some really good things, and Max is doing some good things. So it's, you know, getting them their run and continuing to bring Max along.
You mentioned Trey playing well in the last few weeks. He's had some nice plays. Matt Milano has put together a few nice games. Poyer has a pick. So does Daquon Jones. The veterans have been playing really well down the stretch. What have you noticed about their game-changing play?
Just hopefully we can stay in a rhythm and stay available, and you know, continue to build that cohesion. You know, the longer guys play together, you know, the more cohesive you're going to be and the more fluid you're going to be as a unit.
It's a little odd, you know, you guys are trying some things on both sides of the ball. To have a veteran like Larry Ogunjobi inactive,
Yep.
do you feel like when he does get it back on the field, this is a guy that can help you down the stretch and into the playoffs?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Good? Awesome. Thank you.